Now that we live in a post-mausoleum world, the cannibal fish is quite glad that someone gave the ghost some what for. She's ambivalent as to whether it will improve the fishing. Alright, what's next? There's a little path up here which I haven't taken before, I think. I see, you can go around. Cool. Where does this lead? To a variety of places. Can't get up there though, it looks like I'll probably have to fly over there. With this guy's blueprint thing. Here's someone. Chip. What chip? Oh, the chip on the... Oh, he's an axe! Oh my goodness. Casino debtors. So King Dice is not making a lot of friends around here with his harsh policies. I can see that must be the casino down there. And this is... Cagney Carnation in Floral Fury. Alright, let's check it out. I like flowers, although no I don't after last one today. Oh, cute. Whoa, not cute. Okay. I like his dance though. What? Seeds are coming down, I guess? Probably don't want to get hit by this. Oh, or by this. Oh dear, I don't want to get hit by any of these things. Yikes. There's a number of things occurring simultaneously. Oi, oi, oi. Alright. Right, so... primary danger here is just the amount of stuff on the screen.
Now go!
Also, you have to hit his flower to hurt him, which makes sense. I don't know if the seeds themselves hit me, but I wouldn't bet they don't. Basically everything hurts you, so... Ah! Oi! This one may take some practice.
Here's a real high-class cup. You're up!
What I could do is... Oops. Oh, that didn't work out. I think I've learned what simple mode is for. It's not a real difficulty setting. What I've read is that you actually cannot win the game on simple mode. Like, you have to beat each boss on regular mode. But there's a kind of practice thing, where you can basically fight a version of the boss who just doesn't do as much stuff, essentially. Which is cool. Modes of practice are cool. Ah, damn it. I can see I got further. Basically, there's several repeated patterns there. I've just got to survive for a while. Do I want to try this on simple mode first? I don't know. If simple mode is as I've described, I'm kind of dubious of the utility of it, because you can just kind of do the fight repeatedly to learn it. Learning a different version of it seems to me like potentially a waste of time. Although it's not that different. As we saw when I tried to use simple against the slime guy. It was pretty much identical. As far as I can tell, it was identical. I don't know what would have been different. Okay. Ah, I was trying to do a clever thing there, and it didn't work out for me. Slightly too clever. Ay. Okay, so let's try this new... Oh, I thought I equipped a new special, a new super. Did I not equip the new one? Huh. Oh well. Oh, he doesn't look happy with me now. Oh, there's vines. Oh, wow, he's super mad. Extreme pollination and total domination. So I'm exiting to map to confirm that I have in fact equipped the new super move I got from the mausoleum. Yeah? So, I'm not pressing the right buttons here. Let's have a look at supers, controls. So I've got an extra special move, is the right trigger one. Is super move something different? Doesn't look like it. Move, jump, shoot, X shoot, switch weapon. Left bumper. Do I have multiple weapons? I don't think I've been able to buy any yet. I'll press that button though, see if it does anything.
This match will get red hot.
Cuphead pulls up his pants a bit. Yeah. He literally like puts his big boy pants on at the start of every fight. Hey, this is there's a lot going on here.
A great slam and then some. Here goes.
It's quite difficult to deal with all of the things. What? Did something hit me from... Ah! I shouldn't have jumped up while he was firing down. Ah. I'm at the point where taking 2 hits that early is not super helpful. I have a... For some reason I have a premonition that this is going to be a difficult one. Less of a premonition and more of an observation. Like it's visibly difficult to do. There's just so much stuff. The middle thing seems to be where I want to be for sure. Oh, ay. Ah, he's pulling his hair out. Okay, so well, once again, I kind of got to this phase, but I've died from the residual things from the first stage of the fight. So I don't really know what special stuff he does yet. It gets that the fact that there's some roots reaching up to one of the floating platforms indicates to me it might have been unsafe to be on that platform, which I was not. So no problem, I guess. Oh no!
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Wow, he's mad. I don't know why I didn't avoid that. Just didn't try to do it. It was more of a mental lapse than a reflex or anything. It was just too many things to think about. Oh, should have been able to see that coming. Ah.
Here's a real high-class bout.
I'm not sure how much there is to say about this first phase. You can kind of see what's going on. It's pretty straightforward what to do, but quite difficult to do it. Just avoid everything. Shoot the things which won't go away until you shoot them. Or avoid them forever, I guess. Aye. Too many hits. And continue to do as much damage as possible. Definitely a damage race situation, that whole section. Like, the results screen had it divided into kind of sub-phases, but I'm not sure I agree with the designation. While there may have been some difference in the patterns, it's probably the pumpkin thing, right? Probably doesn't come out immediately. Like, you see how it's flying around and being small? Yeah, then now it kind of activated. I suspect that's what it is. I wish it'd keep doing this. It's easy enough to deal with. Oh, that wasn't quite as easy to deal with as I claimed. I was about to hit the third phase, the final phase too. Now, what does alarm me is the fact that final phase, if final it is, has the largest chunk of hit points allocated to it, so it's going to be time consuming, whatever it is. This is actually his most dangerous attack, because it just like sets up a whole bunch of hard to predict stuff, which is, yeah, it results in many things going on at once if he does it. So, unfortunately, so I'm going to say when he does the crank attack, that is what I consider bad luck on my part, and therefore low skill, of course. Did they come out in a different order maybe that time? I wish you'd do that one again and again. Oh, there we go. He does boomerang though. You got to be a little careful. I'm not sure why it is that sometimes. So the 3 seeds attack is a. It kind of comes out in a couple of different patterns, and one of them is trivial to deal with, and the others aren't. And I've been mistaking them for each other. Hey. Now let's restart that one. I almost kind of wish that retry was at the top of the screen, like you just had to press AA a couple of times. It is probably the most important control in the game, the restart button. If there was a dedicated restart button available, I would bind to it. Nah.
Good day for a swell battle.
It is a good day for a swell battle. Now go. One thing that's really nice is the fixed-ish length fights with retries. That paradigm means they can time everything out to the music. Okay, so no, well, that was the pattern. Yeah. Seed attacks.
Here goes.
I saw the 2 different patterns in sequence there. Just got to figure out how to deal with each one, and I've also got to recognize them fast enough and to do the appropriate dealing on each occasion. Oh no! Oh, that thing. 2 hits. But I wouldn't give up yet this time. I'm learning things. Nope. Just didn't jump fast enough there. I kind of wanted to jump over them at the last minute, but that's not the right tack to take.
Here's a real high class.
It's not the right tack to tick.
You're up.
It's not the right tick-tack to toe. Not the right line to toe. That's a funny attack, but not particularly effective. So. So you certainly do take damage if you're hit by a parachuting seed. Not too surprising, but now I have total confirmation of it. There's nothing else that could have dealt the damage there. Perhaps I should be dropping to the ground to avoid the 3 seeds attack. Oh man. So he went into his 3rd phaser, and I, strongly suspected but did not know up until now that yes, the vines he puts out are deadly, so you can't stand on the ground once that happens. I didn't want to anyway. If you jump a little bit, you do actually do extra damage here, because otherwise some of your shots will be missing. So it's a little thing. Wait, I could parry the pink ones, couldn't I? It'll be difficult, but it should be doable. That was the good pattern. That was me standing back far enough to deal with the other pattern. If I can repeat that, that'll be good. Come on, you decided not to attack me for a while now? Okay, cool. I guess, I see, I'd done enough damage to him that he was, like, preparing to enter this phase. Whoa. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I see what to do there, so... Oh, it's close, but not that close, though.
Here's a real high-class belt. It's on.
I think I got quite lucky with... See, I consider basically the fight to have 2 phases, even if it's subdivided in some way. And on that particular run, I actually got quite lucky with the first phase. Unfortunately, that's not going to be universal. Deep.
Here's
You've got
a
to...
real high-class belt.
You can jump over all three of them no matter what their pattern is if you stand quite far back and wait till the appropriate moment. But it can be difficult to hold your fire for that long.
And begin.
And you do kind of have to go up to the edge of safety to do it. More of that, please. I'm sure he'll guarantee at least one of these, because without these you wouldn't actually have the extra threat guy in the sky. Oh. Oh. I jumped to take out the top thing without paying attention to the right hand side of the screen. I got rolled there. You have to watch everything at once. Maybe I should sit further back from the monitor. At least I don't really have to duck. Got a bit lucky there. I briefly... So what I was referring to as luck earlier was that I briefly didn't pay attention to Cagney. And thankfully you can sometimes get away with that. Sometimes there'll be a moment where he doesn't do anything you need to pay attention to. So I jumped into his hands there. I bet you I could parry the pink ones. But parrying is hard. Oh. Only one of them was safe there, and I wasn't standing on that one. Wow, he's super alarming looking when he gets Superman.
Now go.
I don't know why I say he, but I don't know. Well, the name Cagney, I suppose, but this particular carnation strikes me as definitively male. I thought there I was going to take some damage, but I didn't, which is good. It's better, actually. One problem with the parrying plan is specifically that I'm kind of... The way I've got my controls set up and bound, and then the things I'm holding down, etc. Make it awkward to do that while firing. Maybe I should try it anyway. Otherwise it's going to become kind of like Chekhov's parry here. At some point you actually got to just do it, right? It's unfortunate. Oh, no. More than unfortunate.
A great slam and then
Just a little Murloc noise there.
Here goes.
The whole thing is incremental here. There's no big learn this, learn that. It's just deal with a lot of stuff. The two phases may be distinct, but they're both kind of conceptually similar in that there's there's nothing special to them. Just have to dodge many things. I'm kind of almost wondering, should I be... So that's where I got unlucky in the same way I got lucky once before. I didn't pay attention to Cagney himself for a sec, and I hadn't had needed to, like he was doing an important thing as it turned out. I still don't know what's up with my lack of super cool special attack here. Like, I totally got one, but I guess I don't have it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to unleash that power. Do I need to build up... What if I need to build up all of my extra cards or something in order to use... Is it a super attack, a special thing that you get if you do that?
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
Maybe I should try to save up cards and find out. It's just a theory, actually. I don't know why I think that saving up cards might do something, but it might, though. tricky to do stuff. Including that stuff. The soundbite for when he fires stuff is really cool. Oh, yeah. It sounds lo-fi. It sounds cartoon era. It sounds 1930s in the same way the pig's voice does. This game does not have, you know, modern voice acting. Instead, it has a fairly faithful recreation of sound bites, like you might have had in a Fleischer cartoon. I didn't have the right reaction there. I should have been ducking and I jumped.
Good day for us. Well done. Now go.
At least Cuphead's finger clicks go well with the flamenco music here. Oh, I failed to save up. Well, whatever. I, like, achieved something useful, so that's good. Just physically dealing damage. Very, very useful. I mean, at least I killed the thing, but I did it by jumping into it. Dude, that's like, almost worthwhile. Like, it's not a total write-off, actually. That is, though. That's just failure. I think I need to... This is difficult to accomplish, but I think I need to pay attention to the direction... I jumped the wrong way. I think I need to pay attention to the direction the three seeds are coming out. Up or down overall, right? And then I think I need to go down or up to avoid them. Like, either jump or duck. I've been trying to deal with them exclusively by jumping, essentially, which you can sometimes do. Like, frequently, but not inevitably, jumping is adequate. It's sometimes fine. Okay. Jumping is just so much easier for me than moving down through the platforms, particularly if I haven't been paying attention to and keeping the ground clear, because seeds leave crap all over the ground. Oh, I thought maybe he wouldn't come all the way across, but he did. So, I'm trying to keep the ground clear here. Can I just duck under the potatoes reliably? Oh yeah, look at that. If I'm at the back and I duck, it's possible potatoes simply can't hit you in that position. No, they totally could have. Okay, you've got to adapt to what they specifically do. Which is difficult. That's like the most difficult answer, but it's also not too surprising. I'm not sure how much I'm really improving here. Well, I learnt something on the last run. But it does feel like the distance I make it through the fight isn't really reliably going up. Although I'm certainly dealing better with specific things. There's just so many specific things. This is really a keep on top of everything fight. Sucks. But actually it doesn't really suck. It's arguably easier than certain things would be. I don't know, no, maybe not. What it feels like is this is hard, and the whole game is hard, but this isn't like, it's not feeling like the hardest thing I've done or something. The slot machines were difficult. So. I was caught between the two bad ones there.
Here's a real high-class cup. Now go!
Ooh, everything is so tuned though. Now I'm aware that word has some sort of special meaning in the massively multiplayer online community. I think there it's used to refer to something being more tuned if it is more difficult. That is not what I mean. What I meant to say is that the balance is carefully considered such that 3 hit points is a difficult number for each fight. Like, in terms of the number of mistakes you can make, the rate at which an average player will make such mistakes is such that on every single fight, I've felt like having 1 hit point or something would make an enormous difference. Which is an accomplishment on the game designer's part. Like, it's not a bad thing. I just parried something. I didn't do anything, but I parried it. I mean, I didn't take damage from it. That's actually a very good thing to do. Bad. This guy sucks. He's awful. I don't know why anyone puts up with him. Just like a very bad flower, basically. But he's also a very dead flower. So what happened there is I got into phase 2 like properly. Like I got into it without being discombobulated by phase 1, right? I sort of had nothing left over. And once you do that, once you're just dealing with phase 2, it's easy. It's easier than phase 1. There's just less stuff. You just jump onto the right platform, the safe ones all the time, jump over the floating things, and that is it. That is the entire phase. So that's why it's longer, because it's actually easier, not harder. I won! Nice! Soul contract. Cuphead, it's good. I like it. It's really hard to get frustrated, but it feels really good to win.